and welcome to Wine Matchmaker. I'm Tony Anderson, your Wine Matchmaker, and today we are reviewing the 2010 Glen Eldon Barossa Cabernet Sauvignon. Most people are aware of Shiraz in the Barossa, but most people aren't aware that Cabernet Sauvignon has been going in the Barossa for just as long as Shiraz, even though it's overshadowed by its big brother. And the Cabernet Sauvignon in the Barossa is just as good as its Shiraz, although you often don't get to see or hear about it. Different to Cabernet Sauvignon from other regions, particularly the Coonawarra region, which is perhaps more famous for Cabernet Sauvignon, but obviously done differently in a different structure. Now, Glen Eldon's run by Richard Chitty. I think he's an excellent winemaker. No Richard, and he's making some excellent wine. And he's making some wine from some very low-yielding vineyards, not overly irrigated, using some very, unfussed winemaking techniques, which is sort of winemaking techniques I like to see. So let's have a look at this wine. So this wine's seen 18 to 24 months in both American and French oak, about 14.5% alcohol. So not overblown. You can see 15.5% in the Barossa quite easily. Not too much oak. He's using a bit of a blend there. So let's have a little bit of a look at the wine. So as you can see, we're seeing quite a deep colour there. That lovely young Cabernet. Let's see what it's looking like on the nose. Spice, lots of berries, a bit of blackberry, a little bit of blueberry in there. Not too much alcohol, which is nice for a change. And, I'm tired of picking up, South Australian reds and just getting knocked over by the alcohol on the nose. This is quite balanced for a change, which is nice. Typical of Richard's style, not too overblown. Let's give it a try on the palate. Lovely ripe fruit without being overblown. Lots of nice plum. Some little bit of blackberry there. Lots of nice berry fruit. A little bit of mocha on the finish actually. Some nice firm but some soft tannins there. So the tannins aren't overblown. They're there. They're lingering a little bit. So it's a wine that will probably go for another 6 to 8 years, I would say. Maybe a little longer, but certainly the fruit and the tannins are nicely integrated and it's actually coming together fairly well. I'd give it a few more years. I think the fruit and the tannin can go a bit longer. It's actually drinking really well now. One of the things I like about the Cabernet from the Barossa is that the fruit is just nice. It's ripe without being overblown, and the tannins are nicely balanced. One of the things I sometimes struggle with the Coonawarra is that they struggle to get the fruit right, and the tannins can overpower it. But the Barossa is consistent, it's good, and Richard's Cabernet is always nice. So what would you put with this wine? A Wine Matchmaker, we're all about food and wine pairing. Well, Cabernet, lamb, I'm sorry, it's a cliche, but you would have to put this with lamb. Lamb and rosemary, lamb and tarragon, just a perfect match for this wine. A lovely leg of roast lamb with a tarragon or a rosemary jus would just be perfect. What sort of person would it go with? Well, I think it would go with someone who loves a good red wine but doesn't want something that's too overblown in alcohol, something that's too jammy, something that's too in their face. And this wine has got elegance, it's got structure, but it's definitely not overblown. So today we have reviewed the 2010 Glen Eldon Barossa Cabernet Sauvignon. Lovely wine. Around about $30 a bottle. So get out and give it a try. Thank you for joining us on Wine Matchmaker, and in the meantime, enjoy some wine.